Okay, so testing this new little upload thing off of doing a direct webcam on a new computer. Hopefully this thing works. One of the things I'm noticing is that as I look at myself on the screen here, and I'm not looking at the camera lens, it changes things a little bit. So, you know, the way the focus works and all of that. If I hold this back, maybe it goes a little more. Couple of things I'll comment on right now with regards to some of the other people in the prepper channels talking about not storing gasoline. I think that a lot is going to determine what your particular situation is with regards to how much space you have to do it. Because when we're looking at $1.99 a gallon, might as well stock up on the stuff. And something to really look into, if you can get them, are the 15-gallon plastic barrels. You want to look out for ones that had previously other kinds of chemicals in them. And I almost hate to bring this up, but if you get the food grade ones, then you know that it's also not going to screw up your gasoline. It's just once you've had gasoline in those, you don't want to put anything food related in there. One of the issues, though, is if you're using like the 200-gallon or 275-gallon totes, or stuff that was food grade that had some kind of a syrup in it or a sugar in there, then you don't want gasoline in there, because if there was any kind of sugar or something, that's okay for water, it's not good for your gasoline. The other thing is that, you know, there could be legal standards on that type of stuff, but there is fuel stabilizer you can put in those containers. And when you store that gas, you want those containers to be full without a lot of air in there. And you're probably going to end up using stuff with different types of containers. But right now is a great time to think about buying those jerry cans and containers and all that kind of stuff. Is there such a thing as going overboard with it? Sure, of course there is. But I can't think of a better time that if you want to fill up a couple of 55-gallon drums and put it behind the barn, or build yourself a little fuel rack or something and start rotating your fuel, that's pretty easy to do. So, you know, you want to think about maybe getting a fuel transfer pump. Look at some of my previous videos on siphoning, siphon transfer, that sort of a thing. The 55-gallon drums are kind of big for dealing with stuff, and you pretty much you can't manage those very well. What you're going to be doing is you know, pumping fuel from one to another. But look at how the farmers do it. Maybe look on Craigslist, see if anybody's got farm fuel tanks for sale. If you're out in a homestead or farmstead and you want to set that up, now's the time to do it. The other thing is, if you're using rusty older tanks, you might want to think about a filter system for fuel coming and going, that sort of a thing. Anyway, we'll get this uploaded and see if the upload works.